Eminem, born Marshall Bruce Mathers III, is one of the most successful and influential figures in the music industry. However, his path to fame was far from easy. His life story is one of constant struggle, filled with adversity, hardship, and pain. Eminem's struggles have shaped not only his music but also his persona, making him a voice for many who feel marginalized or misunderstood. From a young age, Eminem faced numerous challenges that would go on to influence his lyrics and his approach to rap music. These struggles became a defining part of his identity, both as an artist and as a person. Eminem was born on October 17, 1972, in St. Joseph, Missouri, but he was raised in Detroit, Michigan. His mother, Debbie Nelson, had him at a young age, and they often moved between Detroit and other parts of the country. This instability in his early years set the tone for much of his life. Eminem's father, Marshall Bruce Mathers Jr., abandoned the family when Eminem was still an infant, leaving Debbie to raise him alone. This abandonment had a profound impact on Eminem, who would later express his anger and resentment toward his father in his music. In his song Brain Damage from the album Slim Shady, Eminem talks about being bullied in school. Many people think these lyrics are just a joke, but they are based on real events. In these lines, he recalls how he was beaten up in school. He was attacked in the bathroom, hallways, and even shoved into lockers. He will never forget an incident that happened when he was 9 years old. A classmate named D'Angelo Bailey beat him so badly that Marshall thought he might not survive. Marshall was small and had a big mouth, and this led to Bailey attacking him. He suffered a brain hemorrhage, with blood coming from his ears. While he didn't fall into a coma, he kept losing and regaining consciousness for days. He had many health problems, bruises, cuts, and nausea. His mother, Debbie, was very worried about getting him medical help. When she found him, he was on the floor having a seizure. Debbie Nelson, Eminem's mom, had a tough life before he was born. She shared that when she was 12, she was sexually assaulted by her stepdad. She never got justice because he was arrested. Debbie's childhood was full of terrible things, with strange men always in the house, getting drunk. Her mother had also been abused, and Debbie's grandmother, called Batty, seemed happy when her own mother passed away. Debbie wanted a better life for her family, so she gave birth to Marshall when she was 18, hoping to have a happy family. However, things didn't go as planned. Debbie's relationship with Marshall's father, Bruce, fell apart because he started seeing other women. One day, Bruce told her to leave with her child, and Debbie left him because of his drinking and violence. Bruce moved to California and was never heard from again. Eminem later spoke about his dad in his book. He said, "I won't lie, I always have questions about my dad, but I know I'll never get answers. He can go to hell. I don't want to know him." He felt that it was wrong for a father to abandon his child, especially in the way his dad treated him. Despite trying to contact his father, Marshall never heard from him again. From an early age, Eminem was exposed to violence. His uncle, Todd Nelson, introduced him to guns when he was just 7 years old. Todd showed him how to use a .45 Colt to shoot at beer cans. Later, this same gun was used by Todd to kill a man, and Todd was convicted for murder. In 2004, on his birthday, Todd took his own life, which left Eminem shocked. Eminem also had another uncle, Ronald Nelson, who was known for doing wild things. When he was young, Ronald burned down Eminem's grandma's house, and at age 11, he put a hamster in the microwave. He learned these behaviors from Eminem, who once put his guinea pig in the microwave too. When Marshall realized the guinea pig was dead, he felt very bad and wanted to bury it properly. In 1992, Eminem went through a tough time when his uncle Ronnie took his own life after a breakup. Marshall was so upset that he couldn't even attend the funeral because he couldn't bear to see his uncle's body. However, Ronnie had done something important for Marshall. He introduced him to hip-hop by bringing him the soundtrack for the movie Breaking, which included Ice-T's song Reckless. At age 14, Eminem met Proof, his best friend, who would become a major influence in his life. Proof taught Eminem a lot, including how to stand up for himself and how to fight. They would practice rhyming words with each other, and Proof even bought him new shoes when he noticed Eminem was wearing old moccasins. At that time, Eminem wasn't sure if he wanted to be a rapper or a basketball player. He played basketball well, but he also started recording rap songs. Eminem recorded several tapes, but they didn't sell well because people didn't believe a white guy could become a rap star. Meanwhile, Proof was fully dedicated to hip-hop and eventually quit his job to focus on rap. He started hanging out with other hip-hop artists, and everyone expected Proof to be the first to get signed. At one point, Eminem and Proof got into trouble when they shot at people with paintball guns in Detroit. One day, they targeted some kids skating at Wayne State University. Proof shot one of them in the back of the head at close range, which caused a lot of pain. The police arrived and one officer attacked them. One cop hurt Eminem and made fun of his earrings, while another cop forced Proof to eat grass. They were arrested and sent to jail, facing possible jail time for the shooting. Fortunately, one of the victims didn't show up in court, and Eminem and Proof were let off without punishment. This close call could have ruined their rap careers, but they got lucky and walked away. Eminem first got the chance to showcase his rap skills at the Hip Hop Shop, a local shop where he could finally express himself. The crowd's reaction was overwhelming, and the shop's owners were curious about the talent of this white guy. After years of being humiliated, Eminem finally received the love he had always dreamed of. He won the annual battle at the Hip Hop Shop, but it wasn't enough to bring him instant success. In 1997, Eminem competed at the Scribble Jam in Ohio. He made it to the finals, but unfortunately, he lost. Despite this setback, his journey was far from over. After returning home feeling down, Eminem, living with two roommates, faced further hardship. One of his roommates promised cheaper rent, but instead, he took their money and kept it for himself. When Eminem returned home one day, all their belongings were thrown out on the front lawn. These rough times were compounded by his failed hopes of securing a contract with Jive Records, where he had a contact who turned out to only work in the mailroom. One night, desperate, Eminem tried drugs for the first time while recording Rock Bottom, the title reflecting his emotional state. In 1997, after returning to Los Angeles and losing at the Rap Olympics, Eminem was left with only $40 to his name. He was fired from his job, and with his daughter Haley's birthday approaching, he couldn't afford a gift. That Christmas was a painful memory. However, it all began to change when Eminem gave his cassette to an assistant at Interscope Records, and it eventually reached Dr. Dre. This led to the release of his breakout single, My Name Is. One of the most controversial moments in Eminem's career came with his song My Name Is, where he made harsh remarks about his mother. These lyrics, specifically accusing her of not breastfeeding him and using drugs, shocked many, including his mom, Debbie Mathers. Debbie, who had struggled with toxemia during pregnancy, was deeply hurt by these accusations. She later sued Eminem for $10 million, but ended up receiving only a small settlement after legal fees. Eminem also referenced a painful memory in his song, Cleaning Out My Closet, where he recalled his mother's cruel words after the death of his uncle Ronnie. Debbie had said that she wished Eminem had died instead of Ronnie. Although Debbie later apologized, it was a wound that would never fully heal. Eminem's tumultuous relationship with his wife, Kim, was chronicled in several of his songs, including Kim and 97 Bonnie and Clyde. These songs were deeply disturbing, with 97 Bonnie and Clyde narrating a scenario where Eminem asks his daughter to help dispose of Kim's body. In real life, Kim was also physically abusive towards Eminem. Debbie Mathers, Eminem's mother, confirmed that Kim once hit him with her shoe. Despite the toxicity, Eminem and Kim married in 1999, but their relationship didn't improve. Kim later attempted suicide, which made headlines, and she filed a lawsuit against Eminem for $10 million. Kim also sued him for his portrayal of her in his songs. Despite their messy relationship, they reconciled, and in 2006, Eminem expressed regret for his past actions in a heartfelt apology. The death of Eminem's best friend, Proof, in 2006, was a defining moment in his life. Proof was shot during a dispute in a Detroit club, and his death deeply impacted Eminem. Proof was not just a friend. He was Eminem's mentor, guiding him into the rap scene and believing in his talent when few others did. Eminem described Proof as his key to everything, and his loss left a permanent mark on Marshall. After Proof's death, Eminem's struggles with drug addiction worsened, but he eventually overcame them. He reconciled with his mother, Debbie, who expressed her pride when he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Debbie, who had been estranged from him for years, was moved to tears by her son's achievement. Though Eminem and Kim separated, they managed to maintain a friendly relationship. Kim faced personal struggles, including the death of her mother in 2022, which led her to attempt suicide, but thankfully, she survived. She went through rehab and is now clean. She maintains a good relationship with both her children and Eminem. Slim Shady, the alter ego of Eminem, often seems like a repulsive and violent persona in his music. However, as you listen to his later work, like the Marshall Mathers LP, you begin to understand that Slim Shady represents the pain of an abandoned child, rejected and deprived of love. Marshall Mathers is the person behind Slim Shady, the man who carries the burden of his childhood traumas.